That's my book. I wrote that book. I used to have answers. Now I have kids. It took me about 40 years. It's a good thing we're not live, or this would be shameless advertising. So we won't do that. All right, are we ready? Are we on? After I spoke somewhere, a lady told me a story I will remember for years. Her uncle was in the checkout line at a huge grocery store, and nearby he saw a toddler stick his feet out of a grocery cart and repeatedly kick an elderly lady right behind him. The toddler's mother was in front of the cart doing nothing, so this elderly gal said, "Would you have him stop that? It hurts me." She said, "No, we don't parent that way. We don't tell them what to do." Maybe you've met that mom. So this uncle, in the next aisle, he removes a yogurt container from his cart, brings it over, strips the lid off, turns it upside down on this little kid's head, and he looks at the mother and says, "My mother raised me that way too." I kid you not. True story. Whew. Well, I understand what it's like to have toddlers hanging from a grocery cart. If you're at that stage or know someone who is, here are a few things you can remember that'll help you raise your kids without raising your blood pressure, okay? 7 things. First, the kids are not in charge. Remember this. In a hospital, a nurse told me they have a code, CIC, child in charge. A child has taken over one wing and is making it miserable for everyone there. From day one, children have one thing in mind, taking over the planet. They are cute and cuddly, but don't be fooled. They are organized, unionized, and they want you out of the way. But what they need is for you to be strong, to wisely establish boundaries and lovingly enforce them. We sat our kids down when they were little and we said things like, "This is our house. You will make your beds. Our bathroom is not self-cleaning. Ice cream left on the counter overnight will grow a beard and attract squirrels. It will. Bigger than this. The ceiling fan is not for launching Lego." Seriously, we loved our kids too much to let them be in charge. Number 2, never utter a threat you're not prepared to carry through. Number 3, send the kids outside. Outside! Evenings spent on a device will stunt your child's physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual growth. The stats on this are increasingly airtight. The damage from a broken leg is temporary. The damage from a broken mind is more permanent. Send them outside. Number 4, remember, it's not your job to make them happy. Happy, happy. Parenting ain't a popularity contest. Life isn't one long string of happy, happy, happy. Our job is to prepare them for life, to love God and to love others. Number 5, let them make mistakes. Making mistakes is one of life's greatest teachers. Sure, it would be easier to do the dishes yourself, but you don't want them learning how when they're 28. Kids learn by doing, by failing, by being given another chance, by accepting responsibility. We gave our kids chores. We paid an allowance that came in 3 little envelopes. The first was for God, the second for me, and the third was for the future. They still thank us for this. Our son Steve was forgetful. He went to school and left his lunch behind. We took it to him once. The next time, he went hungry, and he never forgot his lunch again. Still doesn't. You prepare them for life when you allow them to learn from their mistakes. Number 6, live on your knees. I remember thinking, when was the last time my kids saw me on my knees when I wasn't looking for the remote control? Child rearing when the world has gone mad is a job that's way too big for us, so get some outside help. We are grandparenting now. We pray every single day that God's Spirit would draw these kids to Himself, that in a world where they're being asked to chase all the wrong things, they would love Jesus more than the stuff of earth. Join us, would you? Pray like crazy. Finally, number 7, put relationships above rules. Rules without relationship almost always lead to rebellion. God has shown such grace and love to us. Let's pass it on. And be there, would you? Kids spell love T-I-M-E. After I sat the children down for that lecture on what is appropriate in the house, my eldest asked, "Could you really shoot Lego with the ceiling fan?" I said, "I don't know. Let's try." And you can. Well, sort of. I'm just glad I never told them what a ceiling fan can do with ice cream. Laughter is phenomenal medicine. Share it, like it, pass it on by subscribing to the button that you subscribe to. Then, hey, take the rest of the day off.